All right. Hey, hey. All right. So, Scorpios, welcome back, guys. All right, Scorpios, this is going to be a storytelling about kind of like the 5D realm since it's been kind of magical storytelling all week. We have listen. Okay. So, it's a little hard to see here, but with this card of listen, we actually have what we could say are little glowing orbs crossing this beautiful open landscape, or we could say it's little cottonwood puffs floating on the air, or we could say it's dandelion puffs, or we could say it's a blend of little dandelion puffs or even lightning bugs combined with the stars in the night sky. There's a lot of different ways to see it. And if we say that the word listen, it says, okay, what message does that evoke? Are these wishes, are these stars in the night sky trying to guide Scorpio? Or are these, blowing dandelion wishes and actively taking an active part in trying to have wishes? Or is it time to chase something like you chase lightning bugs? What does this represent? I think our character, we do have one bird flying around here. Hi, Amy. Hi, sweetheart. We do have one bird flying around, so there might be. This definitely gives a backdrop of getting to an open space where there's enough uh, clearing in someone's mind, so it's just them and their dreams, their wishes, their hopes, and their guide. One guide. Our Scorpio has to get to the point where they can hear just one piece of advice from whatever they connect to as their guide. Whatever. And I would put it this way. I mean, maybe this Scorpio has the belief that they talk to the creator in their way. Maybe they pray. Maybe they go into a state of like you know trance or meditative trance, and they connect to the messages from the universe. Maybe they feel like there's an ancestor and they like to go stand in a place where they feel connected to someone who's on the other side of the rainbow bridge. Or maybe this is a character who is more connected to like shamanism, and they feel as if they have an animal guide, and they are looking for a message from that animal guide as they intentionally pause and they formulate whatever their question is, and then they wait for that answer to be delivered. That's what this feels like. This is a very singular question that Scorpio has, and it's in the 5D realm. There is something that they need an answer to. They have to first pose the question, and then they have to listen for what the answer is. We have rough patch. Okay, so our Scorpio has been going through a moment in their life, at least in this story, that has been difficult. It's been bumpy, it's been stressful, it has not been a smooth ride. Let me see if I can ask, what is our Scorpio's question? Because I think that's every bit as important as what the answer is. Because, I mean, maybe it's like, hey, when am I going to get through this rough patch, or how do I navigate this rough patch? Okay, so we have force with it, which is the strength card, and we have the ace of wands, but this ace of wands has a huge amount of energy behind it. This is passion, but of course, passion can turn to anger. It can turn to, even jealousy. I mean, passion can go in a lot of different directions. It can be destructive, or it can be amazing and constructive. Same thing. Strength can be brute force, and it all depends on how we apply power. If we apply it with an anger behind it, we might make a really big mistake. So if the question here for Scorpio, the question that they need to listen so closely for the answer, they're in a time frame where they might be frustrated because some things haven't been working out well. And I think the question is, do I power through this? Do I steamroll through this? Or I don't know why this comes to my mind, but my brother literally saved my life one time. We were at a concert, and I'm tall, I'm 6 feet, but he's 6'5", and outweighs me. And we were younger at the time, we were like 20s, and he was like probably 18, and I was like 20. We were at this concert, and I hadn't been to a concert where like we were really up close to the stage, and then it was like huge, like a mosh pit that was starting. And there was like glass jars on the ground that were getting stomped, and it was just like terrifying. I was panicking. I don't like stuff like that. I love music, don't mind crowds, but I've never been in a mosh pit, never want to again. And he like grabbed a hold of me and just hauled me out. And I had like a sprained wrist. And by the time we got out, my hair clip was gone and my sweater had been ripped off. And it was just like, I was just a mess. But that's what I feel like. Like he plowed through because he was like, you can't politely ask people at a really intense concert to like, hey, excuse us, and that's probably what I would have tried and I wouldn't have gotten out. So he hauled me out. And I never forgot my little brother who I used to pick on, smack around. He definitely outgrew me, and I was really grateful because I felt like he saved me. But my point is, sometimes like you need to just move forward. You need to just push on through and get out. Other times, you do need to just settle in for the rough ride, slowly work your way, pick your way through and get around the outside edges and extricate yourself. Or do you need to get out now? I don't know why I'm picturing it like that, other than I don't think this is like, oh, should I yell at somebody and be mad? I'm using a scenario instead where it's like, wow, there's so much energy. Like I say, I mean, I felt like he saved my life. Nobody else, everybody was fine. Nobody got hurt at that concert, but I was like, oh my God, this is too much for me. And I just feel like if something is too much for Scorpio, even if it's not too much for other people, it doesn't matter. It's wherever your comfort zone is. If Scorpio wants out of something that's feeling rough, feeling rocky, the question is, do I just push my way on out and escape this? Or do I realize that, it's all right, let me breathe slow and let me just move my way slowly and carefully and pick my way through. Sometimes it's time to just go, just get yourself out of the situation so you don't get more and more amped up and upset or, uncomfortable or whatever it is. And other times, just deep breath and move on through slowly. It kind of depends on what the situation is. But here's the thing. This says Scorpio is trying to decide, do I just let something go before it really gets under my skin and bugs me more and more and more? And then I'm going to have to really find myself roaring, like, get out of my way. Or do I just go ahead and just head for the door now? I don't think this is about anger, and I don't think this is about danger, and I don't think it's any of that. It's just emotion, and it's highly charged because we got a lot of wand energy, right? We got a lot of fire with the Leo energy, and then the Ace of Wands. And we can see, lightning's beautiful, but also, we've got kind of a mouth with little fangs, and, cats are nice, but big old lions can also be, they can show their claws and their fangs. So we have a situation that could turn like, ooh, I really don't like this. I really don't like the way this is going. What should I do about it? Do I exit right now? Or is this just a rough patch and it'll smooth out? And that's the part that I think Scorpio is asking the universe or asking their guides, what should I do? Hi, Lillian. Great to see you. Okay, so let's just see. We have Knight of Swords and we have the World. In this storyline, the message seems to be for Scorpio, take the action that will kind of immediately release some of this energy. If this energy is bottling up and Scorpio really doesn't like something, this might be to swiftly get above it, swiftly get beyond it, swiftly get to the outskirts of it. Don't keep sitting in a really uncomfortable conversation that is like, oh my God, this is really upsetting me. It's like, hey, it's okay to tap out. Like, I don't want to talk about this right now. Or, excusing oneself when it's a bit too much, because in all honesty, getting a different perspective on things, a higher perspective, both of these cards are higher perspective. Also moving on from something. To me, this looks like Scorpio wants out. They don't want to deal with this. If it's stirring up this much energy and emotion, because this doesn't really look super positive to me. Not when we couple it with the rough patch. This could be a very passionate love affair that has also got a volatile edge to it, where it's like, okay, big passion, but it's also kind of starting to make me feel toxic because I'm getting pissed, even though I love them. So now is this one of those love stories where it's like, we fight and make up and fight and make up. Do I really want to do this? maybe I need to pull away from all of this and we need a timeout. And then we can readdress this when, cooler heads prevail. Or this message can also be, really, the world is a big place. There's a lot of people on this planet, and there's a lot of different people to meet. The world card is a fresh cycle, but it's hard to have a fresh cycle when the situation is so rough and when everything is so bumpy. Just like, sometimes even I'll be, doing some storytelling or something, and I'm just like, my brain is just not turned on. And instead of trying to push on through, that's a day I just step away and I go, nope, my creativity is not here today. That must mean I need to spend my creativity someplace else. And I tap out and give myself the break, because I love doing this, but not if my brain's not firing for the creativity for that. Maybe I want to go do something totally different with my free time, And it's important, I think, to tap out when it's not being productive. This does not feel like Scorpio needs to give up on somebody as much as they need to step away and have a time out with somebody. Give each other a break. Exit. Say, okay, I can see where this is going right now, and I'm not hearing words the way they're intended, and I'm reacting, and maybe I'm tired, maybe I'm cranky, maybe I need to pull back, and we can reconvene tomorrow. New beginning tomorrow. Let's try this conversation again when one or the other of us is not irritated with each other. I think that's what the message is this is a pretty important message, because it's about something Scorpio wants. They don't really want to let go of it. But on the other hand, the rough patch has to be gotten through. And how do you get through the rough patch? Do you power through, or do you step back, or do you just say, oh, I'm not going to let this bother me? I think in this case, it says step back and then reconvene. It doesn't say let it go. Not if it's something, a wish come true, a relationship that's actually got a lot of good to it, a lot of love, a lot of passion. I almost feel like Scorpio could be going toe to toe with somebody that they care about immensely. Somebody that they know is courageous, somebody that they know has a lot of great qualities. It could be a Leo, could be a Capricorn. We got the 9 of Wands in the reverse. It does feel like there's been some kind of trigger in all of this. And, triggers are tough to deal with, because it's not really what's going on at the moment that causes the trigger. It's that it reminds, it touches on a bruise, and then that bruise starts to hurt, and then that pain surfaces, and then it's kind of like a bear with a sore paw. Like, people are going to just, roar at each other a little bit. We got this Magician, which is Gemini, Virgo. I think either, and I'm not sure who this is. I'm not sure if Scorpio has actually unwittingly pressed on, somebody who they care about, pressed on that person's bruise without knowing it, and that person got triggered, and now they in turn are in a bad mood and taking it out on Scorpio. And Scorpio's like, wow, I think I just need to, exit the situation for right now and tell them, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm sorry if I upset you, and then it's like, let me tomorrow, let me hold your heart gently in my hands and readdress this. Like, hey, did I press on a bruise? Did I, I didn't know that something hurt. Or maybe that's what this person did to Scorpio. And Scorpio wasn't either able to identify in themselves, like, why am I so upset? Hang on, I need to remove myself. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And then it's like, okay, so here's the thing. You reminded me of some stuff. I realize I still have some unhealed traumas from it. It's like offering, here's the explanation. I'm not mad at you. I just needed to give myself a break yesterday because I was pretty stressed. This feels so good because it's not about, it's so relatable, I think, because human beings, even human beings that are awesome and that care about each other and have passion and all these awesome energies, the more time we spend with somebody, the more likely it is we're going to see each other in every perspective, right? When we're tired, when we're cranky, when we're hungry, when we're stinky. And we're going to see each other in moments where old memories resurface. And sometimes, the more we're around each other, the more words we speak, the more likely it is that we'll probably offend each other at some point in time, just because of, proximity and just like if the more you drive, the more likely it is that you'll probably witness an accident or be a part of one, just because you're around all these other drivers, so many hours of a day, right? So the statistics just go up the more time you spend together with somebody that you care about, that you will hit rough patches. Does that mean it's time to throw in the towel? This storyline says no. This storyline says it's great to listen to what the rough patch is trying to tell a character. That's really what this is. The rough patch says, wow, this person and I have a really strong, powerful emotion. And I'm realizing I don't want to leave this behind. I just want to step away from the stress of it for the moment. And then it helps me to, reflect and say, wow, there is something I haven't healed yet. Okay, let me offer the explanation to this person once I'm cooled down and I've had time to process. I loved this one because it was very much about, getting through a problem. And again, either Scorpio might be reflecting on this and saying, why is my partner seemingly so frustrated with me? Why are they upset with me? What is this rough patch? Oh, maybe I need to listen to what their actions are telling me and just be like, babe, I'm sorry. Do you need a break? If I'm rubbing you the wrong way, let me be quiet and I'll listen when if and when you're ready to talk to me about, if I'm upsetting you or something, because that wasn't my intention. Being able to hear another person's actions, not necessarily their words, because it's really hard to know. Sometimes the person who's triggered isn't able to identify that they're triggered, but a sensitive partner could probably spot that in their actions and their behaviors. And I think that's a great example of what this storyline is, with that first card being listen. Listen when either Scorpio themselves gets upset or when their partner gets upset. Listen to what is that really telling me? What is it that I could learn from this? Does this mean we're no good for each other? No, not at all. This storyline says actually these two could be so incredibly successful because of this card, this gentleness, this, what I want to manifest is being able to offer communication and being able to offer support and being able to offer grace and being able to offer healing and being able to offer a safe space for someone to place their hands, and I'll give them my heart and you can trust that I'll hold yours gently too. This could be the most amazing relationship, the most healing relationship. We do have characters here that are probably not perfect because what? Not perfect? Humans being not perfect? Yeah. This is like, that's why I love this story, because it's so much more relatable, because it's about characters that have their wounds and they also have their strength and their beauty and they have their power and their grace and they also have the intellect to deal with their emotions, even though they need to be given a little bit of grace on, how to sift through all that complexity. I love this one. This was a Scorpio. I wish this wasn't just for Scorpio, because I think this is a great message, like as a whole. I've really thoroughly enjoyed this entire week. Honestly, the more magical storytellings are some of my favorites, because sometimes some of the best stuff comes out. And I feel like this is one of them. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. If you do enjoy my storytelling, if you enjoy my free art, thank you so, so, so much for supporting my free channel with that free action. Thumbs up, dropping me a comment. Those things mean the world. It's the only thing that allows me to still have this channel, is thanks to that free support. So thank you guys very, very much. Lots of love to you. Take care. Bye.